Most people think they understand what Jesus said about the rapture, but almost no one is talking about the one hidden detail that changes everything. We've turned his words into theories, timelines, and theological debates, but missed the one thing he emphasized the most. This isn't speculation. This hidden detail in Jesus' words isn't buried in mystery. It's right there, in plain sight. And yet it's been overlooked by the church for generations. And the moment you see it, you'll never look at the rapture the same way again. This one detail reveals who's truly ready and who's just informed. It draws the line between those who will be taken and those who will be left behind. And here's the twist. It has nothing to do with guessing the day or decoding the signs. It's something far more personal, more urgent, and it's already at work in your life right now, whether you realize it or not. So if you think you already know what Jesus said about the rapture, think again, because once this hidden detail is revealed, your preparation, your priorities, and your purpose will never be the same. Stay with me, because this could be the most important 10 minutes of your spiritual life. Many have heard Jesus say, "Watch," but few have truly stopped to consider the real weight of that word. The term is thrown around like a cliché in sermons, without people reflecting on what it actually implies. Most read Matthew 24 and 25 like a footnote, grasping the general idea, but missing the depth behind it. Watching isn't just waiting around. It's living in spiritual alertness, like a guard who cannot fall asleep because danger is real and could strike at any moment. This shallow view of Jesus' words has turned watching into passivity. Many say, "I believe in the rapture, I'm waiting for Jesus to return." But they're waiting like someone waiting for the bus, sitting down, checking the time, doing nothing in the meantime. Yet Jesus never taught us to wait passively. He spoke of a faith that acts, that obeys, that resists, that watches like the bridegroom could knock on the door at any minute of the night. And here's the detail that slips past most people. Watching is directly tied to practice. It means keeping a clean heart, a focused mind, a sensitive spirit. It's saying no to distractions, yes to prayer, no to anxiety, yes to trust. A watchful person isn't perfect, but they are active, they serve, fast, study the word, avoid crooked paths. Want an example? Someone who's truly watchful doesn't just watch anything, say anything, or engage in just anything. The believer who truly watches isn't constantly asking, "When is Jesus coming back?" They live as if Jesus were already at the gate. It changes how you live, how you plan your day, even how you talk to others. While some get lost in debates about signs and timelines, the true watchman lives the gospel with reverence, love, and urgency. But there's an even deeper detail in all of this, one that almost no one has noticed. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. Jesus didn't just say, "Watch." He went deeper, and most people missed it. In Matthew 24:42-44, he says, "Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Lord is coming." But here's the catch. His emphasis wasn't on the uncertainty of the day, but on the state of being ready before the day comes. That's the hidden detail. Jesus wasn't giving a riddle to solve, but a responsibility to live out. This changes everything. The key isn't about decoding timelines or predicting events. The real question is, when he returns, will you be caught off guard or found faithful? Most are waiting for signs in the sky, but Jesus is looking for signs in your heart. Watching is about positioning your life in such a way that if he came tonight, he would find you aligned with his will, not scrambling to get things in order at the last second. Let's put it simply. It's not about discovering the time. It's about being ready all the time. Imagine if a firefighter only prepared after the fire started. That's how many believers are living. Jesus gave this warning because he knew the human tendency to get lazy, distracted, and spiritually drowsy. That hidden detail, it's a wake-up call, not for the world, but for his own people, for the ones who claim to love him but delay obedience. So, what does being ready actually look like? It means keeping oil in your lamp, like the wise virgins in Matthew 25. It means staying connected to the Word daily, checking your motives, reconciling relationships, resisting sin, walking in humility. These aren't just holy habits, they are signs of spiritual vigilance. And here's where it gets even more intense. This detail isn't just important, it's decisive. And the way it affects your preparation, that's what we'll uncover next. Once you understand this hidden detail, that readiness is everything, it flips your whole approach to faith. It's no longer enough to say, I believe in the rapture. Belief without readiness is like owning a parachute and never putting it on while the plane is going down. Jesus isn't looking for those who can quote doctrine. He's returning for those living it out daily. This detail forces us to move from passive belief to active alignment with heaven. So many are confident in their knowledge, yet blind to their condition. They know the verses, sing the songs, attend the services, but their lives are disconnected from the urgency Jesus spoke of. This detail redefines what it means to prepare. Preparation isn't a one-time prayer or a Sunday ritual. It's a lifestyle of holiness, humility, and consistent obedience. It's daily awareness, not seasonal excitement. Think of it this way. Readiness isn't proven in how loud you shout Maranatha, but in how you treat your spouse, how you handle your money, how you forgive, how you pray when no one's watching. True readiness touches every area of life. It's not about living in fear, but living in purpose. Jesus didn't say, get ready when things get worse. He said, be ready, period. That's the standard, and most aren't meeting it. This is why that hidden detail matters so much. It exposes who's truly walking with him, and it reveals something deeper still, that most believers are more focused on what's coming instead of who they're becoming. But how did we get here? How did this crucial detail become so ignored, so buried under traditions and distractions? That's exactly what we need to address next. It's strange, isn't it? Jesus made the call to watch crystal clear, yet it's one of the most overlooked commands in the modern church. Why? Because many have been conditioned to focus on external signs. Wars, disasters, politics, the rise of artificial intelligence, global elites. These things grab headlines and fuel emotions. But while the world watches the sky, Jesus is watching the heart. And most are missing it completely. Religious tradition plays a huge role in this blind spot. Over time, the urgency of Jesus' words was softened by ritual, comfort, and routine. We replaced the power of watching with the comfort of belonging. As long as you go to church, pay tithes, and avoid scandal, you're considered ready. But Jesus never preached comfort. He preached a wakeful, risky, inner transformation. That's not religion, that's reality. Another reason this detail is ignored is because it's inconvenient. Heart vigilance is harder than end-time theories. It demands honesty, repentance, accountability, things we'd rather delay. It's easier to talk about the Antichrist than to confront your own pride. Easier to post about Bible prophecy than to fix your secret habits. The hidden detail feels small, but it cuts deeper than any theological debate ever will. And here's the shocking part. That very tendency to overlook it is part of the test. It's a spiritual filter, already dividing the awake from the asleep. And this isn't future prophecy, it's already happening. Churches filled with information, but empty of urgency. Believers fluent in doctrine, but bankrupt in devotion. Which leads us to the most sobering realization yet. This detail isn't waiting to activate someday, it's already active, right now. Look around. The separation has already begun. There are people who believe in the rapture with all their heart, yet live like they have all the time in the world. They know the timeline, the theories, the symbolism, but their lives tell another story. They've grown comfortable with delay, assuming there'll be a warning shot before the trumpet sounds. But Jesus said the day would come like a thief, quietly, suddenly, without fanfare. You see it in churches too. Places full of noise, full of events, full of information, but often empty of true vigilance. Sermons stir emotions, but rarely challenge the soul. People leave inspired, but not transformed. That's the test in action. The detail Jesus revealed isn't just about end-time readiness, it's exposing who's real now. Not in words, but in the posture of the heart. The rapture won't be a test, it will be a revealing. And here's what makes it even more sobering. You can't fake this kind of readiness. You either live in spiritual awareness, or you don't. Watching isn't just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. Do you take time to examine yourself? Do you sense conviction when you drift? Do you feel that inner pull to stay close to God, even when no one's looking? That's the test. It's not loud, it's not public, but it's powerful, and it's already underway. This means the final separation won't start someday. It's already in motion, and most people haven't noticed. The wheat and the weeds are growing side by side, but one is quietly preparing, the other is quietly drifting. And the real question, the only one that matters, is which one are you? And that leads us to the most personal part of this entire message. Let's get real. Have you actually noticed this detail in your own life? Not just heard it or agreed with it, but lived it. This isn't about how long you've been a Christian or how many sermons you've listened to. The question is, are you living like someone who's ready to be taken today? Not someday, not when life slows down, but now, in the middle of your busy, imperfect, complicated life. It's easy to say, I'll get serious soon. But that mindset is exactly what Jesus was warning us about. Readiness isn't about a future version of you. It's about how you handle your heart right now. Do you respond to conviction? Do you make room for silence and prayer in your day? Do you choose integrity when no one sees? These small hidden choices are the real fruit of a watchful life. Not dramatic, just deeply real. This detail, the one so many overlook, is the true dividing line. It doesn't reward talent, charisma, or head knowledge. It draws a sharp line between those who are in relationship with Jesus and those who are simply aware of him. The scary truth: many will think they're ready because they know the story. But when the trumpet sounds, it won't be the informed who rise, it'll be the prepared. So let me ask you, straight up, are you applying this? Are you cultivating a heart that stays soft before God? Because this isn't about gathering facts. It's about inner transformation, the kind you can't fake, the kind that prepares you for eternity. And now that you've seen what's at stake, you're faced with a decision that could alter your destiny. Jesus already revealed the one hidden detail that changes everything about the rapture. He never asked us to guess the day, he asked us to be ready today. That detail isn't just a suggestion, it's the dividing line. And whether we embrace it or ignore it will decide where we stand when the trumpet sounds. So, let me